Gotham is a mess, which is funny to say because right now, Gotham is in the best shape it has ever been in, but they have forgotten their hero. They have forgotten who protects them. Gotham City has turned against the Batman, but still, he does the right thing because that is who he is. Although, in this video, Batman is going to crash out. Because like I said, Gotham is in the best place it has ever been in. A family could walk down the street and not be afraid to die. But still, that doesn't still mean the Batman isn't there watching over the people who need to be watched over. Regardless, things were good. After the event of absolute power, the Gotham City he knew was much more quiet, less crime. And that was honestly thanks to the efforts of Bruce Wayne himself and Batman. And sometimes, even Edward Nigma. Because you see, the Riddler was no more a criminal. He was a businessman now, and he was doing great things. The GCPD still didn't like him though. I mean, the mayor made it clear he wasn't a fan. And just like dominoes, this is where everything started to fall apart. Because a man came to his office, a man he knew very well. He wasn't a fan of his either. You see, this man was threatening the mayor. Apparently, he belongs to Gotham's most exclusive club, the Court of Owls. The mayor did not like this, especially when he kept bringing up his family. Leave them the fuck alone. And at that exact moment, his family came to visit his office. You see, his wife was not really in the best place with him right now, but he couldn't talk about that. They'll talk another time. We change perspectives to the new millionaire, Edward Nigma, the ex-Riddler. You see, his life was good. His company was doing well. The only problem was the mayor hadn't given approval for his construction of some rooms in his company. Batman came to visit though. Because regardless of his financial status, you were an ex-criminal. I'm watching you, brother. Nigma felt the exact same. Yeah, being a criminal used to be cool, but now I have an empire to run. Now, you want to tell me why you're here, detective? And Batman said, I've inspected your building, bruh. I know the type of technology you're using. Edward Nigma had been using supervillain technology to speed up his tech, and he was buying the patents for it. Mr. Freeze's ice gun, and so much more. That tech isn't yours. I mean, technically, it is right now. Regardless, he didn't break the law, so he asked Batman to leave, and he did. But he let him know, stay on the right path, so I don't come here and crack your skull. Peace. Remember when I told you the mayor was in a bad way? Well, his marriage was falling apart, and his wife kept wanting to talk about it, but he didn't even want to be in her presence. Something was wrong, and this something he had to fix. But as much as I would like it, even if Gotham was in a good way, people for some reason still hated Bruce Wayne. Why? Because he was making Gotham better, forcing people from out of country to come. This was not good for some people. They wanted Gotham to be its own thing, separate from the world. And they looked at Bruce Wayne like he was killing Gotham, when all he wanted to do was make it better. He go back to his office and found out that his acting CEO was actively trying to have him merge with enigmatic. She didn't know he was Batman, of course, because she would know that was a dumb idea. He wasn't even focused on her because on the news, some criminals were running amok. So he had to step out. And as he did, she picked up the phone and called Edward Nigma because they were working together. And now they needed a new plan. Bruce Wayne isn't looking to merge. Of course he isn't. That's the Riddler. Right now, though, Batman had bigger problems because these guys couldn't even control the vehicle. And it didn't help that a new vigilante had shown his face. This guy looked like Captain America with blades for hands, and he could use it. With one quick motion, he incapacitated the vehicle, causing them to almost crash into people. But Batman said, nah, move, I'll drive. And he did. With one quick motion, he turned the steering and made sure it tumbled over, keeping the people safe. But one guy tried to run. Batman said, nah. The new vigilante said, why chase when you could do this? He pulled out his gun and opened fire, kneecapping this criminal. Batman said, what the fuck? You shoot a gun on a street with people? Are you insane? Apparently, he wasn't because the Commissioner of Police, Vandal Savage, thought he did the right thing. He introduced himself as Captain Star, and he was here to help. Vandal Savage instantly accepted him. The mayor thought this was stupid. What the hell? When did we start working with vigilantes? Vandal Savage said, yes, you're right. Arrest the Batman. But that was impossible. Who the hell are you? Batman was gone, and the mayor promised, Vandal, I'm going to fire you so hard. Just wait. Just wait for me, I promise. Sadly, this is Gotham City. Nothing goes according to plan. Because that day, after Batman's checkup, he went home. We see the lifeline of three men converge. Bruce Wayne saw a drunk and tried to help, but the drunk said, fuck off, you rich prick. This is Gotham City. And then it happened. From the corner of his eye, he saw his CEO standing in front of his building. Why was she here? Apparently, she tried to reach him. Something has happened. Someone has filed a claim for half of his tech, half of his property, half of his company. This guy claims to be his long-lost brother, and at that exact same moment, we see a gunshot go off. Someone dropped to the floor. It was the mayor. The mayor of Gotham City was murdered, and Bruce Wayne has a brother trying to take his company. Yup, tonight is a bad night. Quick to response, the Gotham PD was already on site. The mayor of Gotham City was dead. This was a big deal. They needed to find the culprit. Gordon had a thought. Maybe it's Vandal Savage. He was an ex-supervillain that was about to be fired by the mayor. Batman said, yeah, but let's investigate first. And so the detective went to work. He spoke to the mayor's secretary, and she informed him about the guy that kept coming threatening the mayor. Bullock handled his wife, because for some reason, Gordon lost his job. Maybe he didn't want to work on the Vandal Savage, so Bullock was their inside man. And it was quite apparent that she didn't have a clue in the world. Right now, though, Gotham's eyes was on this case, and Jim Gordon's eyes was on Vandal Savage. Vandal Savage seemed too cool. Why? The mayor is dead. All Vandal could say was good night, civilian, and walked away. Because somewhere, someone was throwing a party. The mayor is dead. Now he could start constructing his office. The only person that felt sad about the mayor's death was their guest. But Edward Nigma didn't give a damn. Homeboy wanted to share a toast. That is until Batman came. Because the man he was tracking, the man who apparently was threatening the mayor, was in this room. Hello. I'm sure all of you have your alibis ready. But they didn't need one. Mr. Batman, you're an intruder here. You're the one breaking the law. And from the shadows, policemen of Gotham City just kept popping out. But he was still Batman. Who the fuck? Do you know who I am? He started dropping suckers left and right. And with his quick eyes, he noticed the pin they had on their collar. It was a pin he knew very well. As he tossed it to Mr. Cole, the Court of Owls. You are one of them. I see. All right, I'ma leave. But you need to get your affairs in order. Because I'm coming back for you. I promise. Right now, though, he had a test to carry out. He went to inspect the body, and he could because he's Batman. This brother's life was falling apart, and he was still doing the right thing. Someone was trying to take his company. His CEO was in cahoots with his enemies, and still he tried to do the right thing. Knowing fully there is always one person he could trust, he went to Dr. Leslie Tompkins, and she said, yeah, your father cheated. And honestly, I really don't want to talk about it, but at that moment they both heard a crash because you see the rioters that had followed Bruce Wayne had invaded the hospital, and this was a problem. Bruce Wayne could take all the insults in the world, but once you hurt a child, he goes berserk. I mean, he just found out his father was cheating on his mother and may have a second brother, and you pull this? If you touch her, I will end you. He wasn't watching his back because he was about to lose his head. But Captain Star was there to protect him. He did not like this because he could tell a madman when he sees one. And Captain Star was mad as hell. Luckily, right now, he had other things to focus on because he had an investigation to finish. He went back to the scene of the crime where Gordon was carrying out his own investigation. This is not looking good. Batman thought the exact same thing because now the courts of owls are involved. And then he got a call from Harvey. Yeah, man, you're not going to like this. This wife was having an affair, and apparently, this person is someone we both know. And at that moment, the lights kept flashing in his eyes as he turned to see his closest friend had a gun pointed at his head. He kept saying the same thing. It was self-defense, but Batman didn't give a damn. You point a gun at me? At me? He moved quickly, taking the gun and cracking Jim in his face. Jesus Christ, Jim, what have you done? As they both sat there into the night. We then see exactly how this happened. How Jim used to work for the mayor's wife, trying to find out if he was cheating, but he wasn't. They grew close, and one night when they were about to be robbed, because of course this is Gotham City, he defended her. He fought for her. He killed for her. And she saw this, and for some reason, it kind of made her active. She kissed him, and just like that, the affair began. The mayor knew this, of course, because the Owls wanted him to know. They wanted to break his spirit. And on one random day, he got a call she wanted to meet, but it wasn't even her. It was the mayor. He wanted to fight Gordon. He wanted to end Gordon. But when Gordon responded in kind, he picked up something and tried to bash his head in. On reflex, Gordon picked up his gun and opened fire. And that is how it went down. Batman, or rather, Bullock couldn't even believe this. This doesn't sound like you. We both know this doesn't sound like you. But that is exactly what happened. Batman couldn't believe it. Nah, he didn't do it. And I'm going to find out who did. Because there is no way in hell Jim Gordon becomes a murderer tonight. Things were falling apart quickly. Gotham was turning against the Batman and accepting Captain Star. What the hell is going on? Worst of all, Enigma had gotten his building built. And sadly, now that he had the taste for it, he wanted Bruce Wayne's company. Him and the CEO of Wayne Industries were working together, and now he was double-crossing her. Like that was shocking to anyone but her. Regardless, Bruce Wayne tracked down his so-called brother, and he found out he was being protected by the Court of Owls. And they let him know as they beat him to the ground. But you see, this was all his plan. He just wanted to get in close enough to plant the tracker, because his biggest suspect was him. As he returned back to the scene of the crime, he found plastic on the ground and took it with him. And now he had everything in place to talk to Jim. This was a big risk. How the hell do you come to Gotham PD knowing full well they are all against you? Well, he's Batman. He doesn't abandon his friends, even if he's about to be arrested for them. He told Jim, watch the door, as he investigated the glasses. They kept shooting in, and Batman kept sending them flying back. As he investigated the glasses, he found out what this was. Mind control. This is Mad Hatter's technology, and who has been stealing supervillain technology to use for his personal gain? The Riddler. This is all the Riddler. Now, all he needed to do was leave this place and go and end this today. Sadly, he did not know the protesters had become violent, and all the cops were here trying to contain the Batman. All the Batman kept saying was the Riddler. Gotham needs me. He called Jim and told him, yeah, you're innocent, my guy. You were not in control. The Riddler was controlling your mind. Bullock came through and said, what are you doing? Batman, you're under arrest. But he said, nah, Bullock, it was the Riddler. Handing him the glasses as evidence. He took off because he was going to get the Riddler. And the Riddler was honestly prepared for this. Because right now, he was a millionaire. He had no worries. And he had the backing of the Court of Owls. The Batman is nothing. Well, you don't know the Batman. Or rather, you are underestimating Bruce Wayne. As he stepped into the building, he started dismantling every single riddle he came across. Gordon was relieved he wasn't a killer, but the truth is, he still took an innocent life. And he thought he could go back to the innocent man's wife? Insane. Shit ain't that sweet, son. Batman, however, was fighting an army of freaking Talons. If you know the Talons, you know they're dangerous. And from the corner of his eyes, he saw the man who put this all in motion trying to escape. The leader of the Court of Owls. He was going to get him, of course, but right now he had to save the Mad Hatter. Because yes, his technology was taken, but he wasn't still a part of this. Bruce Wayne was pissed off. Riddler, for someone so smart, You did something very stupid. Leonard is a Russian name. The Court of Owls is under Russian control. And you just gave them access to your technology. Technology capable of hacking anything. You, unknowingly like a fool, just started World War III. Realizing what he's just done, he gave Batman access to his server room. But the thing is, Talons were there waiting. You don't get to stop this. Gotham is ours. But Batman didn't need to hear none of that rubbish. And he had backup. Jim Gordon was here. Good man. Gordon told him straight up, go handle your guy. I have the Riddler. Batman took off his utility belt and gave it to Gordon as he ran to the car, trying to catch this prick trying to escape, not even noticing the stupid bomb that sat in the corner of the room. Right now, he had other goals, and as if on cue, his CEO called him and confessed that she was working with Enigma. This all is her fault. Bruce Wayne, ever forgiving, said it's cool. I have something to do. Gordon was beating the Riddler down, but the Riddler had protection. She was good, but James Gordon had the utility belt. He was basically Batman as we speak. Funny enough, he has been Batman before. The Riddler tried to run, but he said, nah. That is when he noticed the bomb. He must have said, okay, I'll beat you outside, because he tried to get the Riddler out. But see, that was too late. Gotham City was a war zone, and right outside, Captain Starr was instigating this riot. Who is this bastard? And that is when it finally clicked. The Court of Owls, the Russian agent. This guy is the KG Beast. Oh shit. If you know the KG Beast, you know he's an absolute monster. But right now, Batman's priority is saving the world from World War III. And with his grappling hook, he hitched a ride on a private jet. Regardless, Gotham was burning. The building had crashed over. This guy was calling his boss like, yeah, the mission is complete. I have Enigma's technology. Unknown to him, Batman was right outside. And with his C4, he let the door fly open, coming in hard and beating everyone's ass. He could tell already these guys were professional. He had to do better. He had to be efficient. Back in Gotham, though, Commander Starr was going crazy. He's like he fed on chaos. He was killing cops. And when he saw the CEO, he said, I know you. Your death is going to be public. Inside the building, though, Enigma was choking Gordon to death. Forgetting the fact that this building was collapsing, they had to survive. Batman, on the other hand, was fighting against Russian agents while in a plane that was about to crash. The leader of the Court of Owls opened fire and Batman deflected all the bullets. But the thing is, it killed the pilot and it killed him. Now the plane was coming down for shore, into the middle of Gotham City. Batman called ahead, telling Bullock to clear the streets, and he wanted to. But Vandal Savage said no, delay that order. Batman is clearly trying to distract the cops. Bullock said, fuck that. Clear the streets now, because he definitely trusted Batman more than he trusted Savage. Right now, though, Batman's concern was minimizing all the damage. He knew the biggest threat were the wings of the plane, so he used the guns and shot them all off as he held on for his dear life. He came barreling down. They were publicly lynching his CEO. Jesus Christ. The plane came down hard, and because he took out the wings, it was not that bad. From the cockpit, he jumped out, unleashing his boomerangs and cutting the noose. Now he was here. Now the KG Beast will get his ass beat. But you see, he was still the KG Beast. He was good at fighting as well. Enigma, on the other hand, was about to fall to his death because he thought death was better than prison. But you see, Jim said, no, I'm gonna save your life because you're going to rot in prison. You made me kill an innocent man. You deserve this. Another person who deserved the beating was the KG Beast, and Batman was laying him to waste. Homeboy pulled out his blades, but that didn't even stop Batman in the slightest. He used his cape to collect one of the blades, and then he put it on like, yeah, I'ma cut you too. They fought, and he flipped him on top of a car. Jumping on him like a man possessed, he took his arm, slicing it clean off, and then the beating began. Punch after punch after punch. He felt bone break. He knew if he kept going, the KG Beast was going to die. And then, before he could end it, he remembered who he was. He was Batman. not a murderer. He jumped down from the car, called the Batmobile, and just walked straight to it and just left. That was it. The day was done. The day was saved. It was a victory. Or was it? Now that all the opposition was done, he went to the clinic to see his so-called half-brother, and this guy was actually very cool. He reveals he never wanted his company. He never wanted the millions of dollars. Yes, your father had an affair with my mother, but I don't even think you're my brother. Matter of fact, I don't want your life. It looks like it sucks. You're always in danger, always on the news. No privacy, no nothing. No thank you. Oh, and yeah, we did a DNA test. You're good. Bruce Wayne stepped out where Leslie was waiting for him beside the big-ass sports car. They were good, but how does he move forward knowing fully that his father cheated and his best friend had almost become a murderer, or rather, he was a murderer? Leslie told him point blank, there ain't no black and white, boy. This is life. You just try and be better. And just like that, he understood. And he went to the rooftop where him and Jim always had their nightly coffee together because he was his friend. And regardless of this outcome, he was still going to be there to support him. Jim, however, felt like shit because he knew at that moment when he was punched in the face, his glasses broke and still he pulled the trigger. He's a monster. But Batman knew, nah, you not. The monsters are the people who controlled your mind. Now, lock in, because we have a job to do. Gotham still needs protecting as he jumps off the roof like goddamn Spider-Man. Thank you for watching this video till the end, and have a nice day.